Courthouses expected a flood of eviction cases this month as COVID-related protections expired. Then the Centers for Disease Control stepped in and stopped all evictions until the end of the year. Why the CDC? Well, public health. Think about it. If you don't have a roof over your head, you're likely to get out in the world and look for a new place. That creates more opportunity for the virus to spread. Keep a roof over people's heads and they're less likely to get out, keeping the virus out too. But what impact does that have on landlords? Roy Nash will never forget leasing his first rental home.
Somebody showed up and they had cash. And I'm like, wow, if they have cash, they're bound to be well off, and let them rent my property. Well, that was a huge mistake.
Turns out his renters, he says, included a suspected arsonist. One burned up garage later, he now runs a real estate company and chooses his tenants very carefully. He says smart landlords have largely avoided problems related to COVID-19.
Out of our 90 renters that we have, we've only had 2 or 3 that have had issues with that.
And NeighborWorks helped them find assistance programs to keep them in good standing. While the CDC's order stops evictions until the end of the year, those who wanted to take cases to court to force a settlement weren't likely to find much sympathy at the courthouse.
If there's any possibility of negotiating, it needs to be done before the case comes to court.
Why settle? Because as Roy Nash will tell you, COVID hit almost as many landlords as it did their tenants.
A landlord doesn't necessarily mean they're wealthy by any means.
Nash says they often have mortgages and other bills that depend on rent. He believes those who choose tenants with steadier incomes and determination can and will weather the COVID storm, while those out to make a quick buck, well, they'll get what's coming to them.
The naive landlord who thinks they can just get the rent check and everything's going to be okay, not the case.
There are no easy answers here. Some say the solution lies with banks that hold the mortgages, but there's some problems there too. No doubt we'll be dealing with this for a while as we navigate the tricky waters of COVID. In Waco, Dennis Turner, 25 News.